This is incredible new photo showing heroic first responders rescuing children and teachers from a school in Western Maryland. The dramatic rescues followed record rain amounts that caused devastating flooding there, and it happened quickly. Over 150 kids and 50 staff were saved, some by boat, others, as you could see, carried to safety. The mayor told us right here on Fox Weather that parts of downtown were evacuated as Georges Creek rose past the major flood stage of 12 feet. It's right about 12 feet where you start getting water in homes and businesses there. Let's go there, out to Fox News multimedia reporter Chelsea Torres, live on the ground covering this story. Chelsea, we were watching in real time yesterday right here on Fox Weather Now as that flood gauge jumped up to about 12 feet. And then the mayor told us that some of those evacuations, those rescues were underway.
Yeah, Ian, you know, a lot of people I've been talking to out here say that it just happened so fast with the water rising as quick as it was. And I'll kind of step out. This is actually Westernport Elementary, where you saw those pictures of the rescues happen. And you can see behind me, I mean, this is still their playground. You could see mud covering the entire ground. Water, though, is still submerged over there. And you can see half a dozen cars, maybe about 8 or 9 cars now there, still underwater that have not been able to get out. But crews right here, this is the Maryland Department of Transportation, just watch as this crew kind of dumps in some mud into this dump truck, and that kind of just goes to show what they've been doing all morning, all afternoon, and they'll continue to do this as that water recedes and they try to get all of this mud and gunk out of here. Debris is washed up against the fences. You know, I was talking to one teacher, and she was telling me how she is a 4th grade teacher here. She's on the 3rd floor, and at first it didn't seem like the waters were going to rise as high as they did. Nobody here really thought the water was going to get as high as they did. And she said at one point she started noticing a smell of gas, and first responders were now coming into the area, and she's asking, is everything okay, or do we need to leave? And they said, no, we need to start evacuating right now. So that's when a lot of these rescue boats came out. They put 9 to 10 people or so on a boat, and they were getting them out of there. And she was just talking about what that experience was like, trying to get all of her students together. She even closed the blinds at one point in her classroom because you could see cars floating by here on the main street, and she didn't want to alarm any of the students. But she did say a lot of the students were staying in high spirits. She did notice a couple of them kind of get a little sad and anxious because they were nervous. They didn't know what was going to happen. But for the most part, she was really proud of how they all reacted to everything. She was more grateful that a lot of the students here did get out safe, as well as the teachers. But it's not just the schools that had evacuations. People who lived in this area also had to get evacuated. I spoke to one mom who lives not too far from where I'm standing here. She actually was evacuated from her home late last night. Her daughter also had to stay overnight in the nearby high school because they could not get evacuated. She was not able to get to her daughter, so she had to stay there overnight. But she talked to me today about what it was like seeing these rescues happen just feet from her home.
To stand out on them tracks with the parents watching their kids being pulled out of the school across the boat, I was so thankful my kids are older and not in elementary school. That I know that had to be terrifying because you have no idea what's going on in there, and with the water rising and whatever electrical issues or whatever it could be causing. I mean, they were going steady with boats, but they could only put so many kids at a time.
And Ian, you know, talking to the teacher, talking to that mom, and just people that have been walking around here to kind of see what's going on and see how bad everything was. They tell me how it's just amazing, the power of water and how it was able to wash up so much stuff. When I was standing right down there by the school early this morning, I picked up this book. It's a Berenstain Bear book. I've been shown it all morning. It says "We Love Soccer" on it, but on the back it has stamps from when it was checked out at the library, dating all the way back to 2016 on here. And so that just goes to show, even if I open it for you, Ian, you'll see the pages are caked in the sludge. There's some debris of grass and just all of that. Again, backpacks, belongings, books, everything is lost either inside the school, still in there, or it's been lost and washed up around this area. Ian?
Yeah, Chelsea, terrifying to see that take place. When we had spoken with the mayor, she had said the town hadn't seen anything like this going back since the mid-1990s. So a lot of folks probably thought it wasn't even possible to have a flood like that, and all of a sudden it happened, and quickly, yesterday. That's Fox News multimedia reporter Chelsea Torres. Chelsea, thank you.